Hello, Lakers Nation. My name is Trevor Lane, senior writer for LakersNation.com, and this is the Lakers Nation news feed. We break down all the latest breaking Lakers news and put it in a Los Angeles spin so we know what's going on from the Lakers perspective. So today we're talking about, well, what else are we talking about? Anthony Davis. Constant rumors swirling about Anthony Davis. Now we're hearing more and more connections about Davis and the Lakers. More speculation that because the Lakers have that 4th overall pick in the draft, they might be able to use it in a deal for AD. Not so fast, though, according to the latest rumor. We're going to dive into it in just a moment, though. Quick shout out to our sponsor, betonline.ag. If you're interested in some online gambling, make sure you guys go check them out. All you have to do is go to clnsmedia.com/LeBron. That's what lets them know that you came from us. You punch in the promo code CLNS50, get 50% on your first deposit. Make sure you go to give that a look. And, of course, Uptime Energy Drinks, which you can find at 7-Eleven, GNC, or do it like I do. Just order a whole case of them from Amazon.com. I actually had 2 cases just arrived yesterday. I love the stuff. Go check it out, Uptime Energy Drinks. All right, so Brian Windhorst of ESPN is reporting that the Pelicans will not trade with the Lakers, that they won't negotiate with them. They do not want to work a deal with LA. And Windhorst is not the only one saying that, so that's what makes us think that this probably is fairly legit, or at least someone within the Pelicans organization is putting this information out there, letting it be known that the Lakers will not be in on the Anthony Davis bargaining. So why? Why would this be the case? Why would the Pelicans eliminate one of the strongest suitors, right? You've got the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Celtics are most likely the 3 top bidders. Now, sure, there could be a team that comes in and throws out a crazy offer or something, but most likely those are going to be the big 3. They're going to be chasing Anthony Davis. Why would they make one of those 3 sit on the sidelines? Wouldn't it make sense for the Pelicans to get a bidding war going? Yes, it would, but they're team petty, okay? They're upset that at the trade deadline, Anthony Davis requested a trade before the Boston Celtics could get in on the bidding. Because, see, the Pelicans think that the Celtics package, including Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and all these other pieces, is really attractive. I don't know about that, because here's the thing. Things have changed. Kyrie Irving doesn't seem like a lock to stay in Boston. If Kyrie bolts, are the Celtics still willing to give up all of their young talent for an Anthony Davis that's going to be a free agent in 1 year? When you don't have Kyrie there to keep Davis, to convince Davis to stay, you're pretty much assured that Davis is going to be a one and done. He's going to play 1 year in Boston, and he's going to say, peace out, see you later, Danny Ainge. So would Ainge still surrender all of his young assets in that scenario if Kyrie is gone? I think that's doubtful at best. So if you're eliminating the Lakers, as the Pelicans reportedly are, then the Celtics offer may not be as good as you wanted. And then the Knicks. You're left with the Knicks, who, hey, look, the number 3 overall pick, valuable in this draft, but their young talent doesn't equal what the Lakers can offer in terms of young pieces. In my opinion, anyway, sure, I guess some Knicks fans might argue with that, but overall, I think the Lakers have the better young pieces. So if you're trying to set up an Anthony Davis trade, it just doesn't seem smart to eliminate the Lakers, particularly when you want a bidding war. But the Pelicans feel like they're kind of sticking it to the Lakers as revenge for the Lakers' role in Anthony Davis requesting a trade at the deadline, and they feel like this is striking a blow for small market teams everywhere who firmly believe that the big market teams are still bullying them somehow despite revenue sharing. Yeah, the Lakers and other big market teams literally pay other teams to play against them. Yeah. They get to pay their opponents to compete against them. And in addition to the fact that the Lakers haven't made the playoffs in 6 years. 6 years. And the Pelicans are concerned that the Lakers are somehow pillaging the league for talent and all of that, which isn't taking place. But again, we get it. The Lakers have beat up on teams historically. There's going to be some ill will there. The Pelicans are not the only team that do not want to help the Lakers. Think back to the Trevor Ariza trade with the Phoenix Suns not wanting to trade with the Lakers. There are a number of teams. Like the Indiana Pacers didn't want to give Paul George to the Lakers. The San Antonio Spurs wouldn't trade Kawhi to LA. It's a real thing. Teams do not want to help the Lakers, and the Pelicans aren't the only ones. But so what does this mean? Let's assume this is true. Let's assume that Windhorst is right, and again, all this can change, right? One phone call between the Pelicans and the Lakers. David Griffin calls up the Lakers, calls up, I guess, Rob Pelinka? Kurt Rambis? Jeannie Buss? Whoever is officially running things for the Lakers right now, gives them a call and says, hey, we're willing to talk deal. Everything changes. Right, so this could be temporary, but let's assume for now that this is factual and that the Pelicans will not trade with the Lakers. They are sticking to their guns. They're going to try and convince Anthony Davis to stay. And if not, they're going to send him to an Eastern Conference team. So be it. What do the Lakers do? So here's where things get tricky, and here's where the Lakers front office is really going to be tested. Because it is assumed that the Lakers will try to trade this 4th overall pick. And you know what? Rob Pelinka pretty much said as much after the pick was announced, after they found out that they had the 4th pick. Pelinka did mention that this is a powerful, powerful asset. He's not talking about it just in terms of using it as a draft pick. They can use it as a trade chip as well. But while we're assuming that the Lakers will try to trade it and try to get some win now pieces, which makes a ton of sense because they have L.A. Braun on their team, that is going to be a tough path. Here's the way this works salary cap wise. The Lakers don't have enough cap space to absorb a big contract and still go after a max player. They can go after a max free agent come July 1st. Right now, they have enough cap space to go ahead and do that. However, let's say the name we've heard a bunch, Bradley Beal. Let's say they go after Bradley Beal via trade with that number 4 overall pick. Let's say they offer the number 4 and Kuzma. Okay, Kyle Kuzma and the number 4 pick in exchange for Bradley Beal. And you can debate the merits of that deal all you want. I'm sure some of you in the comment section are going to tell me I'm crazy for that deal. It's a hypothetical. Okay, so hypothetical, Kyle Kuzma, number 4 pick for Bradley Beal. Let's say you offer that up. All right, and the Wizards say yes. Okay, you go ahead, you make that swap. The problem is you can't do it until the NBA calendar turns over because the Lakers don't actually have the cap space to absorb Beal, and Kuzma only makes a few million, and Bradley Beal makes $27 million. So the Lakers in the 2018-2019 season can't take on that much salary. Once it turns to 2019-2020, then they can. The problem is, in order to take on that salary, you're using cap space, which then means you can't use that cap space to go after a max level free agent. The difference between the Kuzma and the Beal deal, so let's say you're absorbing an extra 20 some odd $1 million. Now you don't have enough to go after a Kyrie Irving in free agency, a Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, any of those guys. They're now off limits to you unless they want to take massive pay cuts, which they don't. So you can't, if you're the Lakers, you can't go after those guys anymore because you swung that trade. You surrendered 2 assets in Kyle Kuzma and the 4th pick in exchange for Bradley Beal. Now, a lot of people have been saying, well, what if the Lakers just stay put, they pick someone with the 4th overall pick, and then they head into free agency, and if they don't get anyone, then they start exploring trades. Look, they very well could do that, and that's probably the smart way to go about it. But it's also a little bit tricky because let me tell you guys, the 4th overall pick, as soon as they use that pick, it's less valuable. It's like the moment you drive a car off the lot. You instantly depreciate, it loses value because here's how this works. Let's say with the 4th pick, let me throw a name out there. Let's say Cam Reddish. I'm not saying he should be the 4th pick, but let's say he is. Let's say the Lakers take him, number 4 overall, and then free agency doesn't go the way they wanted. They call up the Washington Wizards and they say, hey, let's talk Bradley Beal. We'll give you Cam Reddish, and we'll give you Kyle Kuzma. Okay, the same pieces, but now they've actually used that pick on someone. Well, what if the Wizards don't like Cam Reddish? What if the Wizards had the 4th pick, they were going to take someone else? Okay, if that was the case, the Wizards won't value Cam Reddish at the same level as before the pick was actually used, which means, well, maybe there's no deal to be had. Maybe that throws a wrench in things. So that's where things get tricky. Look, if the Lakers are going to go after Beal, you can offer that number 4 pick and just say, hey, all right, we're set, we're good, we've got a done deal. We'll complete it as soon as we're able to via NBA rules. Washington, tell us who you want us to take with the number 4 pick. But if they have to wait for free agency to play out before they make that swap, it's a lot more difficult to ask Washington who to pick with that 4th pick, especially if that player isn't the same player the Lakers would take. Because who knows what changes. Maybe Washington's priorities change in free agency. Maybe someone else offers them a trade. Weeks go by. Things can happen. And the next thing you know, the Lakers are stuck with a player that Washington wanted it for, and maybe they didn't want it for. That's a difficult predicament to be in, and one that the Lakers probably don't want to get involved with. So the Lakers have pretty much, if they are really out of the running for Anthony Davis, and let me clarify, if they're going after Anthony Davis, you give up the cap space. That's fine. He's Anthony Davis. If he costs you a shot at Kemba Walker or Kyrie Irving, so be it, because Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis. He's a top 5 player in the league. You just do it. Whatever it takes, you make that happen. Okay, so for Anthony Davis, you do that. For Bradley Beal, the cost would be Beal for the 4th pick, for Kuzma, whoever you have to attach to it, and the ability to go after those max level free agents. You're giving up that opportunity. That matters, and that's something that the Lakers are going to have to try to sort out. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to require a lot of back channeling. So look, if you see the Lakers make a trade at the draft that involves them absorbing a lot of salary, I'm talking about bringing in Bradley Beal, some of the other guys, DeMar DeRozan, Mike Conley, LaMarcus Aldridge, okay, Miles Turner, CJ McCollum, any of these guys that may be potentially available, some of those guys won't be, okay, but any of these guys that have a decent sized salary, if you see a move like that made, then you know that the Lakers were probably hearing through some back channels that nobody was coming in free agency. That's why you would make a move like that, because now they're going to eat up a pretty good chunk of their cap space and be out of the running for those max guys. Heck, you are probably out of the running for Nikola Vucevic, for DeMarcus Cousins, for Tobias Harris, even those kind of 2nd and 3rd tier guys. You're probably not even getting any of them with the amount of room that you have left over. So something to consider, something to watch for as we inch closer and closer to the NBA draft. Again, if this Anthony Davis stuff turns out to be real, that the Pelicans really will not negotiate with the Lakers, then I think it makes it more likely that the Lakers actually hone in on somebody for that number 4 pick that they would like to keep, and they make that pick for themselves and then try to work things out from there. Again, though, if Anthony Davis is available, then I'd highly expect that number 4 pick to potentially be on the move. All right. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing and all of that made sense. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Guys, make sure you follow us on social media. Head over to Lakers Nation or at Lakers Nation on Twitter and on Facebook, at Lakers Nation Official on Instagram, and of course, keep it tuned to the Lakers Nation YouTube channel. My name's Trevor Lane. You can follow me on Twitter at Trevor_Lane. Till next time. See ya.